Hi, it's time for good energy, and I'm Dr. Julie. And today is day 48, Bodyful day 48. And we are talking about vision, how optical illusions or visual illusions tell us about our visual system and how they can actually get us into our body. All right, so today there are some props. You can find any illusions on the internet. This is one of my favorites. We'll talk about it. Very simple design, actually. Couldn't find my actual copy, so I had to draw it by hand. So if it looks a little off. So we're going to talk about that today. Let's start with the basics. Take a breath in and release. Start again all the way down at the bottom of your ribs, all the way up to the top of those shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Really feel that whole expansion of the chest. Really feel those ribs go up. But those ribs should go up after you've expanded in here and after you've expanded downward into your gut. It's a really odd thing to think that when you take a breath in, your gut should go out. But that is what should happen. All right. Think about any stressors or anything that you're carrying with you right now. Take a deep breath in. And release. All right. So today we're talking about optical or visual illusions. And we have talked about vision a couple of times in terms of patterns, particularly day 12. Day 12, I was up in the tree fort, and we were looking through the twigs and sticks up at the clouds. So we were looking at the patterns in the trees as well as the clouds that were floating over the top of it. And my point was that sometimes we have to pick foreground, background. Sometimes the mind fills in patterns on us. And interestingly, optical illusions are a great way to see how the body fills in or takes information and creates new patterns just from the data that's there. The issue with optical illusions and visual illusions is that the brain gets them wrong, or the brain interprets them slightly differently based on the biology than what's really there. So take this lovely. I don't know if we can get a good visual of it. Really, all it is a square with some dots in it. And those dots are holes. And what's interesting in this square with dots with holes in it is that if you look at any one dot, the other dots appear to be darker or to be filled in. And the dot that you're looking at almost appears to be a brighter white than anything else that's there. So scanning around that, you will find if you're focused here and you've moved your eyes around, if you focus here, this will be black, this will be black, this will be black, this will be black, this will be black. All of those will be filled in. And that's because the biology of your visual field, as you move off of focus, as your focus is here, as you move away from your focus, your brain is not as detailed, or your biology, is not as detailed. And so your brain doesn't necessarily notice the pattern, doesn't necessarily notice the gap or the hole, and because of that, it fills it in with black. And so one of the things you can think about with the visual system is that it can be conned pretty easily, especially in the outside areas. We are able to detect motion here really well because that saves our species. But detail over here is not something that we do. If we're not looking at it, the brain fills in the gaps for us. And that's the cool thing about optical illusions, is that when we fill in the gaps, that's when we start to notice, hey, it's not exactly the same in the middle as it is all the way around. And I've always loved that about the visual field. I've loved the fact that the brain takes liberties wherever it can, and it does that in all senses. It tries to fill in gaps if it doesn't get information, and it tries to extend beyond what information it has in order to do the next best thing. So today, play around with some visual illusions or some auditory illusions and see what it tells you about your sensory system. All right. I hope this has been helpful. I hope that you are getting good energy in about this, and that you're able to use these to kind of get your body back into that sensory state rather than all up here, and it is helping you get through this time. All right, let's finish this off. Take a breath in. Oh, lots of crabapple trees. And out. All right. Have a wonderful day. I will see you tomorrow. Take care.